This was always a question for Florida if offensively they could do things. Because defensively they've been fine. Like they've been okay defensively. It literally has just come to the point, could you offensively do anything? It's a question for a lot of teams, right now. And Florida, man, they put together that, balanced effort on Saturday. And look what happened. They end up beating Texas. Now, Texas has some serious issues. We can talk about that, but this is on Florida's perspective. Let's start here. There's a lot we could talk about. Florida puts it together offensively. They do some really good things. DJ Lagway, I got the stats right here. First off, Jaden Ball might be one of the best, if not the best, running back in the SEC. He's a really good football player. 107 yards on 27 carries. That is really, really big. But coming out of the bye week, they looked rejuvenated. Lagway had his best game by far, just shy of 300 yards, 21 of 28 passing. He did have the one interception and 2 touchdowns. What I'll say about this is that's great. Awesome. I'm proud. I'm happy for these kids in Gainesville. They were able to put something together and do something offensively. But Billy Napier should not have a job at the end of the year. That's that's my whole take on this. I don't care what they do the rest of the year outside of winning the entire SEC and winning multiple playoff games. He should not be the coach this year. So for Florida, hats off to them. They played a good game. They finally played a complete game. They gave their defense a little bit of a breather. But let's stay on Florida here for a second, Will. I don't think this changes what Billy Napier's status should be. That's my opinion.
I think it does. Certainly, depending on what they do the rest of the way. I mean, this is a huge win, a huge moment for them. But to your point, we've seen this before, right? We've seen it before from Florida. We've seen it from Billy Napier. I mean, the big thing for me that sticks out, at least about this game, is they committed to running the ball.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but we're trying not to lose a credential, so I'll hold off. But you see what happens when you commit and stick to running the football. It takes a lot of pressure off your quarterback. Florida being able to run the ball, average over 4 yards a carry as a team, kept them ahead of the chains, made it a whole lot easier on DJ Lagway, and that's a big reason why he had such a good game. And we knew Florida's defense was really good, and they came out and showed it. I mean, they held Texas to 3 of 11 on third down, just 52 rushing yards. Texas, I think Florida is the story more than Texas.
Florida, like I said, Florida's defense, Ralph, has been their strong suit because the offense has been so bad. But in terms of what the Gators are able to do, this is complimentary football. A lot of coaches have been talking about that over the past couple of weeks. I agree with some of the people in the comments. I do disagree with Will. I don't think this should save Billy. You'd have to go on some kind of crazy run that really means something. But for one Saturday, they were able to put together complimentary offense. And like Billy Napier said, this is the team that in the offense he thought he had going into the season.
Well, yeah, this is what we all thought they were. This is the DJ Lagway we thought we were going to see all year long. This is making athletic throws, making good throws, being precise with his passes. I mean, just something that we kind of came to realization at the end of the year last year that this kid's got it. And the first 4 games of the season, first 3 games of the season for Florida, I should say for the last 3, we hadn't seen anything of that. Obviously, week 1 against Long Island doesn't count, but against South Florida, LSU, and Miami just was not the same quarterback we've seen last year at the end of the season. And finally to see it happening, and I say it happening, it was probably his best game he's played all year. Obviously, is in terms of opponent, and just kind of just being comfortable back there. And you watch it. I mean, I was at the LSU game, and he was running for his life. He made terrible throws. Didn't check down. I thought he checked down really well. They handed the ball off a lot to the running backs, and they ran the ball extremely well. They did not have to throw the ball very much in this game really to win it. They did though, but I mean, they were toting it. They were running right down Texas's throat the entire game, and I was surprised. But I'm on the fence here because Florida's schedule is not favorable still going forward.
It's not. No.
You go to A&M next weekend. You got home against Mississippi State, who's playing really good football right now. Then you get Georgia and Jacksonville one more time. You go on the road to Kentucky, probably a winnable game there. And you go to Ole Miss, come home for Tennessee, and you got Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State with 2 losses is still a good team, in my opinion. And it doesn't look like it's salvageable at this point. For the performance for the last 3 games and what happened last year and what's happened the year before, I don't think his career is salvageable at Florida right now. And going forward, I think this is he's done. I think you have to get rid of him anyway, because if you're expecting him to win the FCS game, maybe win the G5 game, they get blown out by other teams, you've got to take a stand. Like, this can't be happening at Florida every year.
So when you fire a coach, what's the first telltale sign? Is the team has quit on them. This game showed that those players have not given up on Billy Napier. You look at recruiting, 10th in the country right now in recruiting. Wait a minute, I'm on 2025, not 2026. Well, there goes my point. But they didn't quit. Right?
No, I agree with Will.
They showed they didn't quit. So to me, it's too early. Too early for me to.
And I like what Billy said after the game, though. And this goes what Will said. He goes, "I'm very humbled to be coaching this group of guys right now." And I mean, it's true. I mean, he obviously, backs up their play and backs up what they've done so far this year. And they've struggled for 3 straight weeks, but showing improvement against a team that was predicted or preseason number 1. No matter how you feel about the team was preseason number 1, a lot of people's favorites to win the national championship. It's a good sign going forward. And if they continue to win, and go on a crazy run like Bryce says, the season is salvageable, and so is your career at Florida easily.
Florida's 13th right now in recruiting, 2026.
I didn't think they were that further away when you were said 10th, honestly. I thought they were pretty high up there.
You could have just stayed there, Will. We wouldn't have said anything. Look, I mean, heading into Saturday, Florida was 120th nationally in yards per play, which is a pretty good indication of what you're able to do and how you're able to sustain drives. Just under 5 yards per play. They had not put up more than 20 points since they played Long Island, which a lot of people didn't even know they had a football team until Florida put them on the schedule. This was a complete flip of the script. And a lot of times in the show we talk about, can you do a 180? Well, for one Saturday, Florida did just that. Now, the tough part about it is, can you continue to do that? Ralph, you mentioned the schedule. I don't see that happening. I think this is a really good feel-good story. But in terms of the Florida perspective of this game, we'll see what happens going forward. I need way more data points and things. But, Will, you do bring up a good point. They didn't quit. It had been very easy for them to roll out there, not do anything. And we're talking about, hey, wow, Florida just paid all that buyout money, and now they're an open vacancy. Truthfully, we said last week there could be a run, and I know we'll get to this later in the week because it's a loaded week for you. You could have had a loaded run from Arkansas to Florida to Auburn, potentially. So we'll see what happens there.